Ava stood at the edge of the train platform, ticket in hand, heart in her throat. The early morning fog wrapped around her like a question she couldn't answer. She was finally leaving. Paris was waiting, an art residency she had dreamed of for 10 years. A chance to paint without limits, to live for herself, to finally breathe. The acceptance letter had come 2 months after her mother's diagnosis. Stage 4, terminal. "You have to go," her mother had insisted, lying in her hospital bed, thin fingers still managing to squeeze Ava's hand. "Don't let me be the reason you stay stuck." But how could Ava leave? Since her father's passing 5 years ago, Ava had become everything her mother needed: cook, caretaker, emotional anchor. The walls of their little house held more sacrifice than memory. Ava had postponed jobs, declined invitations, and buried her dreams under duty and guilt. Now she had to choose. She could stay. She could hold her mother's hand through the final season of her life, walk the slow path of goodbye. She could cry at her bedside and feel the weight of love with every breath. Or she could leave and never know if her mother passed on a day when Ava was painting in a Parisian studio, chasing light and color while the person who gave her everything faded without her. As the train's arrival echoed through the station, Ava felt her chest tighten. She had written a letter, a final goodbye full of promises and apologies. It sat folded neatly on the kitchen table. She couldn't say the words out loud. Her mother would have tried to stop her, or worse, tried too hard not to. The train hissed to a stop. Ava stepped forward, then hesitated. In that moment, she saw both futures. One with her mother, full of grief but connection. Another alone, with freedom and art and unbearable guilt. She whispered, "I love you," to no one and everyone, then stepped onto the train. A year later, Ava stood in a small Parisian gallery. Her paintings lined the walls, soft, aching depictions of hands reaching across space, of hospital beds and fading light, of grief wrapped in beauty. Next to the title of every painting was a note: "Inspired by the woman who taught me that love sometimes means letting go, even of her." Ava cried as a woman placed a hand on her shoulder and said, "These pieces, they feel like home." And for the first time, Ava understood. Her happiness wasn't selfish. It was the gift her mother had tried to give her all along. She had chosen to leave, and still somehow stayed.